Welcome to the Iowa State Fair FFA Special Edition episodes. I'm Mia Gibson, serving as your state secretary.
And I'm Blake Vanderkamp, serving as your state reporter. And in this episode, we'd like to congratulate our champion and reserve champion horse exhibitors.
The 2020 Iowa State Fair Special Edition FFA Horse Show was held the first weekend from August 6th to the 8th. Barrel racing, Elizabeth Conrad was the champion from Creston. Reserve champion went to Riley Larange from Benton Community. Next was pole bending. Elizabeth Conrad from Creston was the champion. Reserve champion went to Dally Orman from Agri Power. From draft breeds, Colton Becker was your champion from Atlantic. Sky Campbell from Brookwell was reserve champion. Pony breeds. Your champion was Josie Futtensberg from Nashua Plainfield. Reserve champion went to Megan Lapman from Wapsie Valley. Mule, your champion and reserve champion went to Victoria Brandt from AGWSR. Other light horses. Sarah Tapkin from ADM took your champion spot. Reserve champion went to Nicole Davis from Agri Power. Finally, Western types horses. Bailey Schneider from New Hampton was your champion. Reserve champion went to Marion Redlinger from Victon Schellsburg.
Within the performance division, draft horse single pleasure driving. Your champion is Colton Becker from Atlantic FFA chapter, and your reserve champion is Sky Campbell from Brokaw. In light horse pleasure driving, your grand champion is Cheyenne Scriver from the West Branch FFA chapter. In pony western pleasure, your grand champion is Jessica Therabold from Clear Lake, and your reserve champion is Tori Blasman from New Hampton. In the 2 to 5 year old walk trot, your grand champion is Olivia Mullenhauer from Wilton, and your reserve grand champion is Victoria Brandt from AGWSR. In the 2 and 3 year old junior horse western pleasure, your grand champion is Marissa Furstenberg from the Nashua Plainfield FFA chapter. And reserve grand champion is Sierra Mullicaw from Knoxville. In the 4 and 5 year old junior horse western pleasure, your grand champion is Gabby Campman from the Appleton Parkersburg FFA chapter, and reserve grand champion is Molly Reeves from Southeast Polk. In the senior western pleasure, your grand champion is Kelsey Nelson from Manson Northwest Webster. The reserve champion is Roush Yeager from Charles City. In western equitation, your grand champion is Jessica Therabold from Clear Lake, and your reserve champion is Kelsey Nelson from Manson Northwest Webster. In bareback pleasure, your grand champion is Jessica Therabold from Clear Lake, and your reserve champion is Kelsey Nelson from Manson Northwest Webster.
Each draft team division, our champion was Sky Campbell from the Brokaw FFA chapter. There was no reserve champion for this area. Our English pleasure champion hails from the Southeast Polk FFA chapter, Josie Stewart. And our reserve champion was Sarah Tapkin from the ADM FFA chapter. Within the division of English equitation, our champion was Caitlin Field from the Forest City FFA chapter. The reserve champion English equitation exhibitor was Morgan Reinertson from South Hardin. Champion comes from the North Central District, Jessica Theobald from the Clear Lake FFA chapter, and our reserve champion is Kelsey Nelson from Manson Northwest Webster. Ranch Horse Pleasure Division, our champion was Josie Stewart, hailing from the Southeast Polk FFA chapter. Our respective reserve champion comes from the Interstate 35 chapter, Faith Steffens. Within our reining section, our champion was none other than Victoria Pyler from the Des Moines FFA, and our reserve champion was Olivia Mollenhauer from the Wilton FFA chapter. Moving on to our high point exhibitor, our champion was Jessica Theobald from the Clear Lake FFA chapter. Coming in as our reserve champion was Victoria Brandt from the AGWSR FFA chapter.
Congratulations to all the horse exhibitors at the FFA shows.
We'd like to thank you for all your hard work and dedication this past week.